and improving competitiveness. Of course, we can implement smart devices, wearables, head-mounted displays, high-tech drones, but the real secret behind the success of Fujitsu's connected enterprise is a consultative approach based on business knowledge. We understand your objectives. We can define the information you'll need. We develop an innovative end-to-end solution integrated with your SAP system that smartly connects people, things, data, and business networks, so that you receive a wealth of focused, real-time information automatically enabling you to make the decisions that will transform your business. Fujitsu Connected Enterprise, harnessing the power of information to give your organization a unique advantage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Executive Vice President, Fujitsu R&D Center North America, Goro Watanabe.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fujitsu Executive Session. My name is Goro Watanabe, and I'm from Fujitsu R&D Center North America. I'm glad to be here again. Last year, I presented a variety of technologies, including the Shinkansen and the latest technologies by Fujitsu. The Shinkansen is the bullet train in Japan. So many people told me how much they've been impressed by the story of the Shinkansen. But I don't remember if anybody mentioned the Fujitsu. Well, I'm still happy everybody enjoyed the session. This year's session will be just as interesting and busy, so I hope you will enjoy it. As usual, we have great prizes for raffle winners. I picked ones that I would love to win. So you know what? I'm not even eligible for the raffle. Life is not fair. Remember. Our booth is right by the door, easy to find. The easiest way to find us is find IBM, we are next to it. The booth theme for this year, driving digital transformation. May sound boring, but wait until my session is over. The first topic is sports and IT. Everybody loves sports, so maybe I should have put sports in my title to attract more people. But not many people know how deeply entwined sports and IT are. You know, before IT, they used mechanical stopwatches operated by humans. Even Olympic Games, it's hard to believe from now. It was only 1977 when the fully automatic time was mandatory for world records. But since then, MLB, NBA, more sports have introduced a high-tech review. Tennis, volleyball, more sports have introduced a challenge system. I think you're familiar with it. So there is no place for John McEnroe anymore. Don't you know John? John McEnroe is a legendary tennis player. You should Google. He's a legendary protester against any coach he didn't like. The motivation for digitalization is fairness. You know, life is not fair. If nothing else, we aren't supposed to be fair. But some sports such as gymnastics, figure skating, diving are considered exempt. Because obviously it's too difficult to introduce IT to those sports presentations. But there should be no limit in technology, so we gave it a try. The gymnastics. She's Simone Biles. Every American knows her, because we watched her every night and day this summer. So, congratulations, Team USA. I wanted to use Team USA footage, but I couldn't find anything for it. Instead, I found this one. It's stunning.
Here's Ryohei Kato.
His name is Ryohei Kato. representing Japan in Rio de Janeiro. And won team gold. Well, gymnastics today is crazy. My questions for you are, do you know the name of the skill you just performed? Do you know the actual difficulty? Can you at least tell how many times he twisted in the air? I think it's difficult for regular people, but it's also difficult for experienced judges. They admit that. Modern gymnastics is facing challenges in the form of new techniques and skills every year, more complex and quicker. But actually, the most difficult ones look pretty similar. And changing scoring system. This is an offshore scorecard used in London Olympics. At least it's handwritten. So easy to tell. The judges are very busy, watching the performance. At the same time, they have to write down everything they've just seen. So it's pretty difficult to expect them to be consistent with every performance of every gymnast. So we're here to help with technology. We use 3D lasers. It's not just like any other lasers that require, all the markers all over the body of a performer. Remember that? We don't need them. And we also use AI. In this video, we are teaching the AI the basic structure of a human body. Like, this is right elbow, left elbow. And we also teach the AI every skill in every routine. Like this is Y balance, just like this. I had to wear gym wear, it's a wear now. So after that, the AI creates a dictionary of skills. This is one of the most difficult ones for us. We can't even tell how many elements in this. It's a Pomelhoff routine. Actually, there are 12 elements in this 40-second performance. But the AI can tell exactly the scissor, southpaws, and the 4 flops. I learned something. One of our goals is to give more objective scores to technical skills and let human judges focus on the presentation skills. The AI doesn't care about the face or nationality of gymnasts, so there is no room for favoritism. This tool is not just great for judging, it's a good one for coaching too. Because it's impossible to have the best coach at every school, but this tool can tell the gymnast what went wrong and how it should be fixed. So I hope, personally, this tool will be used in the next Olympics, Tokyo 2020. The next topic is sort of a different story. Image search, another Fujitsu technology. IDC says we spend 10% of time and work on searching for documents. We don't need IDC to tell us, because we know better. On this slide, I'm trying to find this image in any files. This one, or that one, maybe this one. I'm as organized as you are, believe me. But 5 years, 10 years after I created the file, it's going to be very difficult to remember the location, the contents of the file. But here's a technology to help. FPGA stands for Field Programmable Gate Array. It's a type of an IC, integrated circuit, like memory or processors. But you can program it. So this is good at simple but repetitive tasks, because it's a dedicated processor. While the general processor is good at everything. It looks complex. It's actually complex, very complex. So they can make a great team in some scenarios like this one. We built such software as an add-on. So you can add this to your PowerPoint or your own application. But this does a lot of things, so it's too much for single processor traditional computer. I'll show you a real demonstration. On the left side of the screen is a PowerPoint window. I place a query image. On the right side of the screen is an add-on software screen, and I'm going to hit that red button to start the search. I hit it. By the way, each dot represents PowerPoint file. So there are a little shy of 11,000 files. And it takes too much time, so I canceled the search. This is where FPGA comes in. Instead of having CPU sort through everything, we let FPGA take care of feature extraction matching. They are simple, but repetitive, million times, billion times. So it's gonna be much better this time. Same story. I'm gonna hit the blue button to activate FPGA. 1 second. And the software found 9 matching files. It doesn't have to be exact match, so it's very useful. You can magnify each file. To see if it's what you're looking for. So it's almost 70 times faster with the help of FPGA. This is a software-hardware combination solution. We provide it as additional PCI card. Maybe in the future we can put FPGA inside the CPU package, so you don't have to add anything. Now I have another cool technology to present, Fujitsu's cool technology. This is related to computer hardware, and without this technology, computer doesn't work. What do you think it is? I'm asking a question. Is that so funny? I'll give you a clue. Do you jog? Do you play tennis? Do you go to a fitness club? You don't work out. That's bad. When you work out, exercise, your body generates something. Something not so good. What do you think it is? Heat. Sweat is used to solve heat issue. It's a heat. So without cooling it down, your body will stop functioning. So will computers. So it's a cool cooling technology. Don't you think it's cool line? Cool cooling. Cool cooling. I thought I was a genius. Not much? Okay. Traditionally, air cooling was the only cooling in the beginning, so the larger computers had air cooling. But still, it's the most popular cooling because, your mobile phone, tablet, everything has air cooling. Actually, it's air cooling. Because it's cheaper, easier. Here's a beautiful motorcycle with a lot of fins all over its engine, which is a major source of heat. And like this one, we do the same thing. We put the fin over this part. It's called heatsink, and we put it on each CPU. It may look larger, but here's a real one. It's smaller. Okay, can you see? Still beautiful, I think. This is Amdo Black Tower. Is it just me? I think it's beautiful. This is like a modern sculpture. And this one looks heavy. And actually, heavy. Because we need some mass to store heat. So it's modern. This is 40 years ago. Which, the fastest computer that we have, humans have now, is at least 1 million times faster than the fastest computer that was built. When you were born, don't you feel old? At the speed of technology. So 1 million times faster computer doesn't necessarily mean 1 million times the heat, but having said that, we are dealing with mounting heat issues. It's a fight, endless, and getting tougher. So air cooling is not good enough for modern computing. So we introduced water cooling. The most supercomputers today have water cooling. Like this one, or this one. So the water comes in, and goes out of the right panel, we sandwich the heat panel. You might not have this device home, but you might have this one. The same story, you sandwich the object, take heat or give heat is the only difference. This is supercomputer water cooling. If you have any geeky friends who build their own computer, they are proud of their water cooling more than they are of their processor. True. You should check with outside here. They're bragging about water cooling. So water cooling is the proof of a geek. As you see, it's more complex, heavy, difficult to make, and very expensive to make it reliable, because the last thing we want to see is a wet computer. But we are talking about every computer. Like business computers are getting faster and faster. And we need better cooling for hybrid cooling. And water cooling is too expensive, so we came up with hybrid cooling and gave it to our flagship business computer, the M10. It's water cooling, but the water is cooled by air, so it's hybrid, it's compact, lightweight, affordable, and a good fit. We're working on even more complicated advanced technology, which is VLLC. This chart tells you how much heat can be transferred by each substance. In other words, it takes 30 times more energy to heat water than air, and it takes much more energy to vaporize water. The mechanism looks simple. We put a part which is called a vaporizer over each CPU and let it boil and vaporize water. Much heat is taken away in this process. And we keep the boiling temperature much lower than that of the atmosphere. It's 122 F or 50 C. And by lowering the pressure inside the vaporizer. So it's high-tech, it's not as easy as it looks. So this is the real one, it's at the booth, so you can check it out. I've never seen a computer like this, boiling water in the middle of a computer. The geeky people would drool for the vaporizer. Definitely, they will. Nail lamps are not for sale unless you're a geek. So please come and check it out. Now, the heat issues has grown in scale. We're talking about data center. Computer parts are getting smaller and more densely populated over a smaller motherboard, and they get installed much closer to each other. So we needed to have better cooling. And the background is we're consuming too much energy, electricity in data center, and will be even more. And a good 1/3 of the electricity bill comes from cooling. That's bad news. And space is an issue too. We are dealing with big data, means larger storage space, means larger physical space, larger data center, more costly. We got to solve this. So we came up with a great idea. I told you it's a bad idea. The web computer is a bad idea. But if it's your computer, you tried out a bad idea. We put it in the water. It's not waterproof. But it turned out to be a great idea because, every part touches water. And we don't need a fan. It's compact. It's a great, great idea. Except, this is not water. This is a fluorine-based high-tech liquid dielectric. So it transfers heat, but it doesn't transfer electricity. A general manager said to me, "Gordon, you want to do this? You can do that on stage." So I had him promise to buy me a new one if mine's broken. And one iPhone 7. He also said that it's inactive, Gordon, you can drink it on stage. And I think I'll pass. I'll show you a quick video that will tell you everything.
More servers and rapidly growing performance requirements lead to a continuously increasing demand for power and cooling. Traditional high-density IT rack deployments do not provide sufficient cooling for higher-performing servers. The Fujitsu Liquid Immersion Cooling System. With extensive experience in liquid cooling, Fujitsu introduces the next stage in extreme cooling technology. The immersion of servers in a dielectric fluid to drastically improve cooling performance. And reduces cooling equipment power requirements by 40%. And decreased floor space requirements by 50% compared to traditional data centers. We just need a slight modification to current air-cooled IT equipment to realize the benefits of liquid immersion cooling. Liquid immersion cooling protects equipment from harsh environments and are made possible by Fujitsu's innovation.
Fujitsu, shaping tomorrow with you.
I have another video, more from user point of view. I shot the video myself for you. We use a chain lift for heavy computers. I know all this goes against every instinct you might have with the computers, but it's okay. We are not torturing a computer. It's not a waterboarding. Actually, it's like relaxation bath. The computer loves it, believe me. So you can come and see at the booth. So we can save a lot of power, space, and I like this part because it's quiet. Because no fans. The data center is crazy, noisy, and it's just relatively simple, so reliable. We sell this solution in the US. So if you are building your data center or remodeling it, please contact us. You can save $1 billion. Give me a few million back. Now back to processor cooling. We give the best processor cooling, which is a hybrid cooling to our flagship computer, the M10. The M10 is the best server for cloud database, AI, IoT, everything. Sounds so good, but I'm not over-exaggerating. Remember? Over-exaggerating. Okay, Google it. Where was I? Yeah, there is a reason why this computer is good. It's a factor-based. This computer has the highest speed core, highest speed CPU, highest speed memory access, and the largest memory support, which is 64 terabytes, is the largest in the industry. And it has a great, unique, and useful feature that make this computer the best for everything. And there is also a reason why this computer has to be the best for everything, because we talk about AI, IoT, big data. But you know what, in reality, they come together. We can separate them. If you look into any AI solutions that have to deal with large data or sensors, database, everything. So a computer that has to be best, that is best in something, must be the best in everything. Which is the M10. It starts from one socket skinny model, medium, to 64. It's seamless, single computer, so you don't have to change anything. Your software runs just fine. It's not like adding another PC server. Very different. And one of the unique features is dynamic scaling. You can start from 4 cores. It's still powerful. If you want to add cores, you can do by activating cores until 64, 4 terabyte. Actually, it's 1,000 times more powerful than any PC server. You can add boxes, box center 16, 1024 cores. I don't know many customers, just a handful, who really need the largest. So this computer can cover very much every business on the planet. We also provide complete storage options, which is called internals. So internal flash, external flash, and RAID. Hyperscale storage. You can mix your flash and HDD. We have tape and virtual tape, everything. So whatever requirement you have, we can answer. with scalable computer and storage. The best server works best with the best storage, which is Eternus. I have a couple use cases. The Japanese bank customer, they do real-time analytics. It took 30 seconds with NetEther. But now it's 300 times faster with the M10 and Oracle database in memory solution. So their customers are enjoying much better services. And another bank user, it's a large mega bank. Just like any other bank user, they have private cloud, and we replaced 80 IBM Power servers with only six M10 and the customer is enjoying 20 times performance gain in transaction using their own benchmark. Oracle and Fujitsu are committed to Spark architecture business computers because we believe Spark is the best solution for any business use. Well, some analysts say otherwise, but they don't build anything for you. I want to talk about next generation server, which is equipped with next generation Spark chip 12, Spark 6412. The performance-wise, it's double the chip performance, 2.5 times core performance, and 1.5 times memory bandwidth. And all the features, including famous software and chip, will be enhanced. So it's going to be a very fast processor. The next generation server will have everything next generation. The processor, the cooling, vaporizer, and the operating system as well. I have old friend Bill Nishan here. He's the head of the Oracle Solaris group, and I expect him to talk about the best part of Solaris. Please welcome Bill Nishan.
Thank you, Goro. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for the fantastic partnership with Oracle around Solaris and our Spark technologies. So, Oracle has been focused on Solaris innovation for many, many years. And I come from Sun Microsystems and worked on Solaris basically my entire career. And we're going to give you a little preview of what's coming in Solaris in some future releases of the operating system. Anyone who's under a support contract for Oracle Solaris is able to take full advantage of these capabilities, and we're going to make it as easy as possible for you to take advantage of these in your environment. So one of the things that's changing as we move into a much more agile cloud environment, cloud is really changing everything, as we heard from Larry last night, is that we're seeing much, much faster pace of innovation. And Solaris has always been a fantastic deployment platform. And together with the kinds of reliability and availability innovations that our partner Fujitsu has done for many, many years, we've delivered a very solid, secure foundation for delivering enterprise software. But we've seen a number of innovations from open source communities over the last several years that really have delivered some interesting innovation around bringing new applications to market quickly. Things such as continuous innovation in agile development environments, continuous deployment environments. What we're doing with Solaris is working on bringing the best of those worlds together, bringing in the best of the open source software, including Jenkins and Hudson and other continuous integration frameworks, and delivering them together with things like Solaris immutable zones, Solaris zones, Solaris kernel zones, and so forth. So you can have the best of both worlds. Very fast innovation, a very fast continuous development cycle, but delivered securely with the kinds of availability that you need for real-world enterprise applications that we all depend on in our day-to-day lives. So we're bringing Docker to Solaris. We'll bring you the familiar Docker experience, fast application development lifecycle, and a really rich ecosystem of components that you can easily bring together to create richer applications. But this leverages the core Solaris features, such as a very mature built-in virtualization framework. Docker is a great fit for Solaris Zones technology. We're able to launch thousands of zone images in just seconds. So we have a secure, mature, built-in virtualization technology with zones, zero downtime patching, which I'll touch on in a moment, remote administration, role-based access control, giving you the best of both worlds with fast innovation through Docker technology, together with Solaris Foundation in enterprise-grade security and availability. Also, in an upcoming release of Solaris, you'll see some new guided diagnosis capabilities. I'm sure all of you have had situations where a change has happened in a data center and you're trying to figure out what happened. Application behavior changed, the administrative behavior of the system changed, and now it's a detective work. And all of us have spent many, many hours doing that kind of detective work. And usually it ends up with, oh, let's reconfigure the system and try again. And that's one of the most miserable things that we ever have to tell a customer is, change some kernel flags and reboot your system and try again to reproduce the problem. That's something that we just should never have to do going forward. So we built into an upcoming release of Solaris a mechanism for saving historical data continuously. Statistics on performance of the system, statistics on exactly what kind of workloads are running on the system, to give you a glimpse into the past of what has been happening, correlated with administrative actions, your full audit log, and fault information through Solaris FMA. And this contains built-in sheets, style sheets basically, that focus on performance of a particular application. You see a little bit of that kind of capability with the ZFS storage appliance. That's custom designed to make it very, very easy to understand what's going on a storage workload using a network-attached storage system. We're bringing that same capability to general-purpose servers with Solaris. And this gives you a very simple way of finding out just what happened on your system. Also, one of the challenges with any kind of enterprise deployment is maintaining compliance over time. We're constantly having auditors and others come to us and say, is your system secure against attack? Have you actually met the organization's policies for secure deployment of the operating system? Generally, this involves making sure you have the latest software on it, but it's also setting the configuration in well-defined ways. Solaris 11 has had a compliance framework in it for some time. We're bringing multi-node capability to that compliance framework. So you'll not only be able to easily evaluate the compliance of a single system, but multiple systems within your data center. Finally, the K-Splice technology that we've been making available for Linux will be available in Solaris as well, allowing you to maintain an up-to-date compliance posture with regard to your kernel patches with no reboot to the system required. Pushing this button and it is not moving. There we go. So finally, any kind of secure compliance posture is based on a secure foundation of encryption. And Solaris has long taken advantage of the capabilities of SPARC microprocessors, both the SPARC microprocessors from Oracle and from Fujitsu. So we have hardware accelerated, state-of-the-art encryption capabilities available all the time. You get it automatically with OpenSSL, you get it automatically with the Oracle database, and there is absolutely no reason not to encrypt anything in your data center all the time if you're running on SPARC microprocessor from Oracle or Fujitsu. And in our upcoming release of Solaris, we're making the key management associated with this even easier with integrated KMIP compliant key management server capability. So it gives you a secure, compliant foundation for deploying enterprise applications. Use these with the next generation servers from Fujitsu and from Oracle to deliver the continuous innovation that we need today on systems today. So we have a lot of opportunity to learn more about Oracle Solaris here at Open World. A number of sessions are highlighted on the screen here. I'll only leave it up long enough for you to snap a picture of the QR code, and that'll give you a full list of all of the sessions. So thanks again, Goro. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much. If you didn't know, you can purchase Fujitsu M10 through Oracle. So please contact Fujitsu or Oracle for more information on purchase. Every session is corporate sponsored. I'm changing subject, cloud. It looks like everybody's got their heads in cloud. Fujitsu no exception. We have our own cloud offering, which is called the MetaArc. Meta means beyond in Greek. Why Greek? That's beyond me. Beyond arc. Arc is arc, beyond arc. Okay, never mind. So our cloud service is unique in the sense we support both SOR and SOE. If you're not familiar with them, SOR is systems of record. It's basically the legacy type operation which every company has. While SOE is the systems of engagement, including AI, IoT, new type, digitalization type operation. So many enterprises have both, more or less, and then they need support for both. We do that. So the enterprise cloud. So the use cases of our own. We're shifting 13,000 servers to MetaArc and expecting to save 300 million in 5 years. We've been working with Oracle for decades, since the 80s maybe. We agreed that we should provide better enterprise cloud. Many customers want to use Oracle database as a cloud service, which we do. You can use Oracle database on Fujitsu Cloud. We have another unique service which is called the U5. Many customers have Spark Source environment. They love it, but still they're interested in moving to cloud world. So we can do that. We provide Spark Source Cloud as a part of Enterprise Cloud. You probably haven't heard about much about MetaArc or U5. That's because currently our service is limited in Japan, but we're extending the services to Europe and North America. So they're coming soon. This is my last topic, AI, IoT. Everybody talks about AI and IoT these days because AI and IoT are the best technologies for very much every solution in every industry, from retail to healthcare. Like self-driving or robotics, all AI, IoT based. As a general IT vendor, Fujitsu has a lot of solutions in this area. I picked one of them, which is anomaly detection. We position M10 as a best platform for everything. The anomaly detection is a kind of middleware, is a platform for every other solution. This technology was codenamed SAI, S-A-I. May look like super air or something, but actually it's the name of a river, famous Japanese river, near our engineering department, where this technology was developed. So please allow me to explain a little bit of terminology. I always talk about system. If you remember, I said the Shinkansen is not a train, it's a system. Just like a body is a system, the planet is a system. The system has a state, which is snapshot, instance. And state changes every second. As long as they are within some range, they are considered normal. So anomalies are deviations from the norm, it's outside. We also know that there is an intermediate state, which is called silent anomaly. It's a borderline. The transition changes, and SAI detects all yellows, reds, and tell us something went wrong. Now, a few more to learn. The state is defined by multiple parameters, which is important. It can be 5 or 5,000, so it's complicated. Correlation means each parameter is not independent. Give you some example. If we are talking about your health might be described by blood pressure, blood sugar, things like that. But, for example, if you have higher blood sugar, you tend to have higher blood pressure. So they affect each other. To make it more complex, for example, if you have having slightly higher LDL cholesterol count, or having slightly lower HDL may not mean much, but having both at the same time may mean trouble. To make it even more complex is new normal. I said silent anomaly can become anomaly. Sometimes it comes back to normal. If it repeats again and again, we consider it new normal. It's just like in this example. Good health at 20 years old is different from good health at 80 years old, but they are both normal. So why do we need AI? So lots of parameters, they change quite often and very complex. And the definition of normal changes as time goes by. So it's not a job for traditional software. Only AI that learns by itself from experience can answer. In this chart, there are 12 small graphs. This is actually from customer plant data, sensor data. Each graph doesn't make any sense to humans. Only experienced AI can tell what's going on. But we still want to know, are we okay or not? So we need some other simple index, which is called anomaly score. The AI calculates anomaly score for us and for itself. In short, anomaly score is the result of AI crunching all the parameters, all the correlations into a single number normalized from 0 to 1. So it doesn't tell everything, but it is one of the most important index in system. Sorry, I know it's pretty complicated in a few minutes. But we are ready for use cases. This is a real customer. They are manufacturing crankshafts and other automobile parts. So it's a heavy industry. Their goal is to minimize downtime. So because they are losing huge amount, tens of millions down the drain every year, because their line stops suddenly for unexpected error, machine error or something. So they wanted us to predict errors before it happens, so they can reschedule production and things like that. There are two of the machines, heavy machines, with built-in sensors. The customer sent us a real row of 20 sensors. So temperature, vibration, or pressure, mechanical data. It doesn't make any sense to humans. Psi generated the graphs of raw data. They're just mumbling, bumbling, and squiggly lines for humans. But Psi calculated anomaly score and told us that there were 2 anomalies in the past. So we looked into them closely. We found that one happened on March 10th, the other a week later. So it's always suspicious because many errors happen weekly or monthly because we do the same thing monthly, weekly. We checked them even further, retroactively. We didn't see the exact matches in sensor data, but we still concluded that they are caused by the same error because of correlation and other stuff. I'm skipping all the details. It was when we contacted the customer. The customer brought in human inspection log, and we found that their human inspection found the oil leak in the same day, so it matched. What's nice is Psi detected anomaly A, which was a warning sign for B, actual failure, while human inspection couldn't find anything until the actual leak. I hope this technology will be used in more difficult areas in the future, like earthquake detection, earthquake prediction, or health care, real area. They are currently too difficult for any AIs. Now it's quiz time. I always have a quiz section in my session. Last year's quiz was the easiest. It was the 80th anniversary of Fujitsu last year, and I asked who was as old as Fujitsu. It's Elvis. This was the Elvis 80th anniversary. This year's quiz, because we talked about AI, what AI may eliminate. I say eliminate humans in the future. Terminator? Hell? Watson? Siri? If you know Hell, you're a sci-fi movie maniac. That's a great masterpiece. You should watch it. A few months back, I was talking with Bill in Tokyo. We talked about the future of AI and humans. We agree that more and more jobs will be taken by AI or automation from humans. And can humans create same number of jobs that can't be replaced by AI? It's questionable. So it's a fundamental change. No president can reverse it. I hope I have time, maybe next time, to talk about it. So except for the raffle, this is the end of my session. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great all-night week. And good luck with your raffle. So we are starting with the third prize, which is Russia gear. So the last 3 digits, 776. Anybody? No hand raised. Going once. Going twice.
Oh, I see a hand.
Oh, there. Somebody? Here. Okay. Yeah, 776. Please come to the stage. The second prize is GoPro. I wanted this 3+.
Okay. The second prize, the ticket number is 1444517. Woo! All right, I guess we have a winner.
Okay.
On down.
Okay, the first prize is 2 tablets. I can live with this. Okay, 3 digits. 5, 8, 5. Whoa. You? Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.